Did you know that they are clawing back millions of dollars in unpaid rates by reaching straight into people's mortgages? Thanks to a little-known clause in the Local Government Act, councils can legally demand banks or finance companies to cover overdue rates when property owners fall behind. It is a last resort move, they say, but one that is being used more often as rate rises bite harder. Sam Warren, the local government campaigns manager for the Taxpayers Union, has consistently advocated for greater financial discipline from councils and emphasises the need for them to focus on essential services and curb unnecessary spending. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Andy joins me now. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Leah. How are you?
Well, I'm good. Firstly, I'd like. Who knew about this clause that councils can just dip into people's mortgages?
Well, look, honestly, I hadn't heard about it till about 48 hours ago. Obviously, council knows about it.
Wow.
I think Auckland Council, for example, used it more than 8,000 times last year alone. So, look, they're busy getting back these rates, and yeah, it's being used all right.
Do you know how in arrears someone has to get in paying their rates before the council will bill the bank or a mortgage provider?
Look, I don't think it's as much as a level of arrears, but it's a constant non-payment. So there's all sorts of criteria that you'll have to be missing: many letters, phone calls, probably house visits. And then ultimately, council will go to the mortgage provider or the bank or whatever and really extract it from your mortgage, which it would be a nasty shock. And then, of course, for example, if you don't have a mortgage and own your house, they actually will occasionally sell the house. That's very rare, but it does happen.
Jeez. Now, you've attributed this trend to significant rate increases. How much, if you don't have to, you can give an average, if you've got an average, have you seen rates go up?
Well, just in the last year, it's been about 15% across the board. So some places much higher. I think West Coast rates increased by about 27%. And all this is just going on, and it's endless. So we can't afford it, and times are tough. And these rates increases have been cited as a very big driver of the cost of living.
Yeah. Well, why, Sam? I mean, this is your wheelhouse. This is what you look into. Why is it so hard for councils to stick to the basics, like your water, your roads, your waste management, over non-essential projects? Why do they do it?
There's no short answer. In more recent years, obviously, their scope has expanded at what they think they should be diving into. So that's always up for debate. What we really want is something called rates capping laws that would be basically a limit on how high your rates can be increased each year, and you tie that to something like inflation or 3%, for example. So councils aren't disciplined, they're obviously politicians, and really, particularly now when the economy is in such bad shape, it's not outrageous to expect them just to stick to the basics.
In the past, you've condemned Invercargill City Council's $5.2 million expenditure on consultants for the Te Unua Museum project. You've also criticised Auckland Council for spending over $700,000 on Matariki festivals. Hey, look, I'm with you on these, Sam. Do you have any other examples of splashing the cash for what we would, see as a non-essential project?
Oh, Leah, I make a career out of exposing these.
Write a book, Sam. Yeah.
Look, I think $560,000 was just, I found out, put towards a rainbow machine by Auckland Council. It's an interactive art sculpture. So look, arts are fine, they're great, but I don't think they're essential. Yeah.
A rainbow machine.
A rainbow machine art sculpture. So look, that's
sculpture. Yeah. Do you know what I think, Sam? Is they, and I say the council. So we get no say, it seems, do we? I mean, every time I pay my rates, it is a day of mourning, and it rips my soul apart. And then what they do is when they send it out to you, they send you a little lovely pamphlet. That this is where your money goes. And I look at it and I go, what? I mean, I never asked for that.
No, but I suppose every few years you vote with your feet during the election, of course, or the local council election. That's happening in October, so it's going to be an exciting time, really, particularly with rates being so high this last few years. So, yeah, 100%.
It's a tough one too, Sam. And I was just talking in the last hour with Andy Foster, former mayor of Wellington, talking about Tory Whānau, stepping aside for Andrew Little. And the problem is most of us, a lot of Kiwis, don't take, we don't really take a lot of interest in the elections, local elections. The mayoralty race here gets a little bit of a look in, but voting your councillors in and all that, a lot of people I know, I don't know if it's a mixture of can't be bothered, but it's definitely in there. But we don't really know who these people are. And so we put it in the too hard basket. And then what we've got to remember is these people are using our money.
Mm-hmm. Look, turnout's been notoriously low for
Yes.
New Zealand